and you wake up in the morning.
Feeling like P. Diddy.
Grab my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Domino effect.
Hey guys, welcome back to Built Radio. I'm Megan.
I'm Annika.
That's all I've got.
That's it? Okay. Well, today we are going to talk about some stuff.
This is bad. Okay, no, this is
Okay.
like
No,
how
okay.
we started.
It's okay. You know what? I'm going to keep this in because this is literally what we're going to talk about today. We're not having the best day. Everything we're doing today just isn't going right. I don't even know if that sentence made any sense. That's okay because we're still here. We're still filming because last week we were meant to film and
I don't want to talk about it.
we just ended up doing makeup, filming me doing her makeup.
It went for like 3 hours.
Yeah, we ended up filming makeup for 3 hours and all my batteries just were dead. So we had to wait another 2 hours for both of them to charge to film this. But let's not talk about it.
It's fine. I'm not gonna cry.
You already did that. It's fine. But yeah, so we thought it'd be a really cool topic to talk about. I really can't talk. I don't know how we're gonna do this.
I don't know. Look, let's just try our best.
I don't know. Everything we're doing today, it just doesn't feel right.
It's Mercury retrograde.
Mercury in
I'm trying to teach you astrology, but you won't.
But yeah. Anyways. Gotta go.
Okay, that's it for today.
Just post a 2 minute.
Psych.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
So yeah, this podcast isn't gonna be the longest today. We're just gonna talk and be chill.
Yeah. We're gonna be real.
We're so real.
Because we're not having a good day.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, things are going wrong and we're feeling down about it.
Yeah. Like none
But
of my
that's what we're
equipment was
talking
none of my equipment was working today. So hopefully this actually works.
It's fine. Are we filming right now? I don't know. Am I gonna get up and check? No.
Nope.
Stay tuned, we'll see.
Yeah. Welcome.
But yeah, like, do you ever have those days where you just wake up and you instantly think, oh my god, this is gonna be the worst day?
Mood.
Or like when you're going to work, it's like, oh my god, I don't want to go to work, it's gonna be so bad. And then what do you know? It's bad.
Yeah. Like everything that could go wrong goes wrong. Like
Yeah.
it's one of those days. And I feel like what we're doing right now is pushing through that. We're still doing the podcast. We still showed up today. I mean, it's my house, so it's not like I can't show up to my own house.
I mean,
but it's well, I'm here.
I was 15 minutes late. It's fine.
It's
you know,
fine.
It's nothing new
It's
for me,
whatever.
though.
But in fairness, I got here at my house the time that you said you were leaving yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's fine.
So obviously you can't expect every day to be like 100% like, yeah, today's gonna be the best. You know, like there's gonna be days where you're not feeling, you're just not feeling yourself.
Yeah.
You're either not feeling good about yourself, you're not feeling good about like what's to come in the day, or like just something's going wrong. But the thing is, you can either like take two mindsets about it. You can either roll with that train of thought and just stay in that negative mindset, which I know we've all done. I used to do this all the time, and I would just complain about everything and yeah, just like let myself have a crap day.
Well, it's the easiest option.
It is, yeah.
Like, the easy option is just to lay in bed all day, just put on some sad movies, and shut yourself out from the world, and not talk to anyone. Like, it's an option, sure, but, like, you're not gonna get anything done. Like, some people are gonna make some bread, you know?
Yeah. Monday morning, let's get this bread.
Like, we gotta go to work.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, sometimes forcing yourself to get up and do something other than sulking about it actually makes you feel so much better afterwards. Because at the end of the day, you're like, wow, I started off on a really bad note, but still finished pretty great. Like, that's great. Hopefully that's today.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the worst. You know, not every day, not every podcast is gonna be amazing. But it's how you deal with that matters.
Literally.
Okay, this is gonna sound like really like up in the air, but okay.
You're gonna talk about astrology.
No.
Okay.
Have you heard of the law of attraction though?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. But like I learned about that probably like 4 years ago. And I'd say since then, that's when my life like has progressively gotten better.
Yeah.
And it's because like you'll know, like your homework now is to go away and like take note if you're having a bad mental day and you just like think things are gonna go wrong and they do, like keep note of that.
Yeah.
Because it really goes to show that
words affect like your thoughts affect so much of your day.
Yeah, like way more than you'd think.
Literally, Megan came in here and started talking about astrology and how Mercury is in retrograde. And like showed me all the things that could like go wrong in this month. And I was like, oh rip, that's literally what's happening to me today.
Yeah.
Like everything she said, I was like, Megan, I literally just told you about all of these things.
Yeah.
And you were just like
But then we like started hyping it up in a bad way.
Yeah, and
we were just like focusing on it more, and that's why we've been here for an hour and only just started recording.
like she spilled her Monster all over the table, almost on her phone. I dropped the microphone.
Oh my god, our like over $100 microphone nearly fell on the floor and smashed.
And that was like the worst feeling ever. And then my laptop almost fell before you even got in here, almost tipped off the side of the table. I almost dropped George.
Not George.
Not George. Is his name George?
Yeah.
Okay. And the light almost got dropped as well because I tried to like flip it over because it was like horizontal before, and now
it's just not going right.
No.
So let's like do this ourselves and now talk about how to actually change this. So if you've been in this like bad mindset for like ages, this is going to be hard for you to slowly get out of this. But say you're just having a bad day and you want to know like how to turn that around for you. This is going to be easier if it's just like a once off.
Just things you can do.
Yeah, so I'd say the first thing you could probably do is just think about one positive thing to start with, especially something that you're grateful for. And it doesn't have to be something new in your day. It can just be something as simple as like your family or a roof over your head, and just like think to yourself, okay, this might be going wrong, but at least I have this and I'm grateful for this. So it's not all bad.
Yeah. And some days when you are feeling down, it's probably because you've been like run down. Like the world can be very overwhelming. So maybe you do need that day to yourself where you just sit down and just chill on your own. Because sometimes people can be taxing, and it's hard to always just be, you know, full on all the time. Like it's hard to always be 100%, and no one is ever 100% all the time.
Yeah.
Because again, that's really taxing on everything, and it's
yeah.
Like some days you just need to chill and just needs to relax. And you need to what is it, like an internet detox, a social media detox? Just stay off your phone, read a book, go to the beach and just sit there and like chill on the sand, and you know.
Yeah, like I'm not saying you can't ever be upset about things, but like take a day or however long you need to just like sit in those feelings.
For sure, yeah.
And then once you're ready to get out of that, like that's when this can apply.
Yeah, because sometimes it is like you can sit and sulk for a bit, and like sometimes it's good to do that, like let your feelings out, relax, talk to someone, but it then becomes a choice to actually get out.
So it's up to you, like whether you stay in that or whether you turn it around.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'd say step 2 would be similar to what you said, but just do something that you like and something that's going to make you happy. So whether that's watching Married at First Sight or
Megan,
or like just talking to a friend that you know like really makes you happy or makes you laugh. Or what I like to do is just message a friend and out of the blue, don't even have to explain what's up, but I'll just be like, send me memes please, link your best memes below. Obviously if you need that time for yourself, then absolutely take it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because sometimes you just need that day to like get over it, or like just sit in those feelings.
Of course, like you need to sit there and like think about everything, like but again, it's one of those things that you can't do that too much. Like too much of everything is bad for you, like we know this, but Do you ever think about how in prison, like the worst form of like punishment for prisoners is like solitary confinement, which means like you basically like sit in this like dark cell by yourself
Alone
for
with
like
your thoughts.
alone with your thoughts for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And that like really gets to me because then I start thinking like, oh my gosh, I need to probably go and talk to my friends because we're humans. We need social interaction. Like we were made to be social. Like that's how it is. Because it's so dangerous to be by yourself and like in your thoughts too much all the time.
I never thought about that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so like I think about it too much.
Are you okay?
Getting better. But yeah, so it's one of those things that I can't stop thinking about. Like that's why like I make it a point to like actually get out
yeah.
and hang out with everyone and like bounce off my friend's energy because sometimes I need that. Like
yeah.
I feel like when I hang out with you, I can bounce off like your energy and we get like, we bounce off each other's energy.
Yeah.
And we hype each other up in like the best way possible.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a really good way to start our days because like in the mornings we're so run down. We come in and we're like, and by the end of it we're like all laughing.
We're so hyped,
yeah, we're so hyped. And it's like the best feeling though.
Yeah.
Because then I feel ready to start my work day and yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, if you're having a like just a bad day and you do need that time to just like process it and like sit in those feelings, then yeah, do that. But then it's up to you to make that choice if you want to stay in that or if you want to like move out of that and
mindset,
you know,
move out of that mindset.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it does become a choice to, you know, get up and go out. Like it's the hardest thing to do. Like I get it. Like some days, even though I try to push myself so hard, I will have my day where I'm like, no, I don't want to get out. I can't do it. There's no chance.
Yeah.
Like, and I do cancel plans a lot because sometimes I just don't feel it because I already feel so drained and I don't want to be like bad company to anyone. And I feel like I'd feel worse if I make someone else feel so down and like come down to my level. So that's when I'm like, yep, I'm just feeling drained. I need to sit to myself and like actually take care of myself and, you know,
yeah, so obviously
get back to that 100 point. Like
yeah,
the 100
it depends
mark,
on
yeah.
the situation.
Yeah, of
but,
course, yeah.
Yeah. Like if you're ready to make that choice to like step out of that bad like negative mindset, then this is where like this point will apply to you. So number 4, it's the most important step but it's the hardest and that's literally the point of taking your negative thought or like your just negative talk and change it into the opposite. Because
literally it can take one thing to change your thought. My second week of actually kind of like lifting with a bench and it's like my worst category. Like it was the worst thing ever. Like I hated bench pressing so much because it was my lowest weight that I could lift and I only had to do 3 reps and I kind of felt embarrassed because I couldn't do 3 reps of like this one weight where in my head is meant to be light because it's light to me in deadlifts or squatting. But I just couldn't push it upwards and it was the most frustrating feeling ever. And I had a panic attack and I just started crying and
yeah.
it's so
It sounds so dramatic
dumb
now.
because I was literally in the middle of the gym
Yeah.
crying. The
Yeah.
gym was full.
Yeah.
And we were sat there and I was just crying.
Yeah. See, when you
It's
get
so
that much
awkward.
in your head, like
I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I think it's because there was just so many people too that I was like, why can't I lift this? Oh. And
but then like okay, we literally sat there for the next 5 minutes and it was just like me talking to her, telling her she could do it and just like, you know, obviously comforting her to a point, but then like being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, like what, dude, like why did you just like, are you okay? Like I think it was just because it came out of nowhere. Because I didn't think I was gonna get a panic attack because of it. I didn't think I was gonna cry.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, like after that, I thought it was gonna be that was it. I thought
Yeah.
Megan was gonna be like, okay, hit the showers, let's go.
Yeah.
Like,
see, but then no,
cool.
I was like, I know you can do this. Like,
Yeah.
it would make sense for you to be able to do this. Like, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like, I just got her, like, in that right mindset. And she was like,
Yeah.
okay, like, yeah,
you can
let's
do it. Like, you can lift this weight. Like, you're fine. But
Yeah.
you just need to, like, you know, strength, like, focus on your back muscles. Like,
Yeah.
it was, like, the littlest thing.
And just, like, stop overthinking.
Stop overthinking it. You can do it. Like, all she just said was, like, the simplest thing. And it was so awkward because literally I got it the second time. Not the third time, not the fourth try. Literally
Straight after.
Literally
After
straight
the
after.
panic attack about not getting the third rep, she got the third rep.
And I was like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
And then after that, we just both looked at each other and just burst out laughing.
Yeah.
It was
See, like,
so
you can just
dumb.
get so in your head.
Yeah, like...
And, like, bringing it back to just talking about, like, having a bad day, you can get so in your head about that particular day and, like, whatever went wrong, and you just get so overwhelmed, and then you get emotional about it, and then you get drained, and, like, it's just a snowball effect. And then another thing goes wrong, and you, like, just get so stressed.
And it's so easy to trigger you from one thing going wrong to another thing, because the littlest thing could be, like, the biggest thing added up all together.
Yeah.
But, man... It was such an easy choice for me to just sit there and cry. I could have just literally just said, hey, Meeks, let's call it a day. I can't do it. And I just kept saying to myself, I can't. I need to start saying to myself that I can. And the thing is, that's what I do now. Because only a few weeks ago, I hated bench. And I would always do it last because I would just try to make that as my excuse if I couldn't do the reps. It was because I was tired. It was my last thing I was doing. Like, that's an excuse for myself, and that like literally ruins all of your growth. But now I literally come into the gym and I'm like, Meeks, let's do bench first, and it's like I look forward to it. It's still my lowest weight, don't get me wrong, but it's not my worst category anymore. It's my worst, but like not the worst thing to look forward to, you know? Like, yeah, it doesn't ruin my idea of going to the gym. I'm like, oh, I have to do bench.
Yeah. Like, it's just that slight shift, and now you are making improvements, and now, like, you're not dreading it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in your daily life, like, just... even if you have to, like, lie to yourself at first, like, genuinely, like, this is what I used to do when I was, like, being so negative and I started trying to change my perspective. I'd literally tell myself, like, some bull crap. And I would not believe a word of it, but I'd keep telling myself these positive things, like, okay, this is gonna go right, like, I don't know, this person is going to talk to me, like, I'm going to get a car park in this busy shopping centre. Like, literally stuff like that.
Yeah.
And eventually, like, the more I did it, slowly I started seeing some positive changes happening.
That's because you're putting all that positive energy into the world, and you're, like, you're putting it out there.
Yeah.
And it really does affect everything you do during the day, like, during your life. Like, it's just
I didn't even believe it at first. And then... eventually, like, when I started seeing those little positive things, like, I'd get a car park out of nowhere, and, like, I don't know, something would just go right. Like, I'd get a new client, something like that. You know,
but
and
don't get it twisted. We're not just saying you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to feel good today, and then everything's going to feel good.
Like,
it's just a small step into the right direction.
When I became a PT, I could have gone into it thinking, oh, like, I'm not going to succeed, I'm never going to get clients, like, I'm not going to make money, like, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not even kidding. Before I did this, like, I think it might have been this actual book, I wrote down, this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen, I'm gonna make this amount of money, I'm gonna have this many clients, like, my brand is gonna be this, it's gonna be this, like, blah, blah, blah. And I put down all of those, like, good thoughts, and I knew, like, even if it didn't happen straight away, and, like, I've had setbacks and I've had parts where, like, I'm negative,
it'll happen eventually.
but I know I can keep coming back to that.
There's such a good story about this. Oh my gosh, it just clicked in my head. Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys know that actor Jim Carrey. Okay, so before he was like in like the lowest rut. He had no work, he didn't have anything, but he had like this paycheck thing. He like wrote himself a check for $1 million and put a date.
I've heard about this.
I'm getting goosebumps. Just like having the worst day and just all these negative thoughts. And he's like, no, we're gonna put this thing around, we're gonna work harder, And literally 5 to 10 years from that specific date, he got the contract for Dumb and Dumber for $1 million.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
I love these stories.
Like, you could be at the lowest of the low. And he was like, no, it's gonna turn around for me. I need to flip it myself.
Yeah.
And crazy.
Yeah, I've also heard stories of like, I don't know specifically, but people who've genuinely been homeless and they did similar things.
Yeah.
And now they're living like the lifestyle that they want.
Oh, that's so cool.
I know. Sit down and actually be honest with yourself.
Because sometimes you say something negative and no one calls you out for it. You can't always have someone to call you out for being negative.
Yeah.
Like, you need to start taking action.
Yeah, like, this is your chance to call yourself out.
Yeah, call yourself out. Like, it's not bad. In fact, it's anything but bad. Like, you're literally just trying to be better.
Yeah, you're helping yourself out.
And it's just personal growth. Like, we love character development.
Yeah, so, like, for example, two, like, limiting beliefs that I've struggled with before is, like, one about money, because just, like, from my family, everyone was always stressed about money, so I guess that kind of travels over to your own mindset, and yeah, just being, like, stressed about money. And the second point was, I thought all men were trash, because, you know, I had a couple of people wrong me, and then I was just like, nah, like, that's it, all men are gonna, like, heck me over. But yeah, like, write down those things, like, realize what you tell yourself on the daily, write them down, and then literally just change them into the positive thought about that. Because these things, like, anything can be true. It's just what you think is true at the time.
Yeah.
So I used to think it's true that all men are trash, and now I know it's true that there's good men out there. Like,
you paused at such a weird time. I thought men were trash, but now I know.
now I know they're trash.
Now I know that. I was like, Megan.
No.
I was like, whoa, we just lost. I just literally heard every male subscriber click off.
Sorry, no. There are good men out there. That's what I'm trying to say.
I cannot.
It's really about just writing down those things that are limiting you in your life, whether it's with relationships, work, friendships, just like life in general. Yeah. Write down those key points. Like, I have 4 different ones here that were holding me back.
Yeah.
And then I wrote down the better truth about them. And once again, I didn't believe it at the time, but I kept working on that, kept coming back to that. Anytime that thought would come in my head, like the negative thought, I'd, like, catch myself in that and quickly snap out of it and say, like, the good sentence, I suppose.
Oh my gosh, wait, in high school, I used to do this thing where I would write one good thing that happened in that day. Like, it could have been, like, the littlest thing. Like,
I have that here, too.
Do you have that?
I do.
Yeah, but I did this thing, because I got it from Tumblr. But I saw this thing where I write down one good thing that happened that day. Sometimes I'd spoil myself and write 2 good things that happened that day. But yeah, I put it all in, like, a box or a jar or anything. And when I was having a bad day, I'd read all the good things that happened to me the days before. And just, like, I just think about all the things that did happen that were good, and I can't. Just because I had a bad day doesn't mean I'm gonna have a bad year. Doesn't mean just because I had a bad week doesn't mean I have a bad life. You know what I mean? Like, I have to think that. Wow, I'm grateful for the fact that I am awake. I'm awake. I'm awake. I have to be grateful that I get to wake up every morning. Yeah. And yeah, it's really nice to remind yourself about those things.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So once again, that's just taking everything back to what you're grateful for. Even if it's only one thing in your day, that's going to help. Also, just side note, when we were talking about this earlier, Annika wrote herself one.
So I'm going to open it on... Oh, that's ASMR right there. I'm opening on May 18th. That's my competition day. So
yeah,
I'm going to read it afterwards. I might just leave it in your book. This whole podcast has just been a story
it's just
time.
Wack, yeah.
You know, but thanks for listening though.
Oh my god, yes.
That's
Anything else to add?
No, I think we have, like, rambled enough. Like,
Look,
we didn't know what this podcast was going to be.
I'm a bit delirious now.
We had a completely different podcast planned.
Truly. Truly.
Then we just started talking about how bad our day was, and, like, just even contemplating not filming this, so...
It's fine, we made it. Like, I'm so sorry, this is not our best work.
No, but
hopefully get something out of it. Like, you have a cool little wack exercise to do that will actually work for you, so, you know.
I mean, I still had fun, so...
Yeah.
There you go.
That's all that matters.
Anyways, gotta go!